We are here with Eliza Morris, VP Consulting at Octagon, and this topic that we're going to discuss is communication. It's a big one for students entering the workforce, whether it is their internship or it is a full-time job. We're going to talk about how to best communicate and the importance behind communicating with everyone that you work for. So this could be working with your colleagues or working with the bosses, and I'm going to let Eliza talk about communication.
Yeah, I think communication, obviously, whether it's personal or professional, how you communicate with people is so important. And how you relate to them and what you're trying to get accomplished with them, it's just really critical. And actually something interesting that our company has been doing recently is there are a lot of personality profiles that you can take. The one that we've been doing recently is called DISC, D-I-S-C, and it's a way of identifying people's different personality profiles. And the reason I thought this was interesting, and in particular for communication, is if you can recognize how people, their different personality profiles and their different styles, then you can adjust your style to communicate with them in a way that they want you to. So I think that the real benefit of that is that you can talk to somebody in a way that they want to talk to you. So whether you're trying to sell something to them, maybe it's your boss and you want to get a good relationship with them. Maybe it's with somebody who works for you and you need to give them some difficult information.
Right.
If you can understand that different people have different communication styles, then you can talk to them in a way that they'll actually hear you. And so this DISC method that I talked about, or personality profile, separates people into four distinct profiles, D-I-S-C. The first one is dominant. It's called dominant. These are the people that don't have any time for small talk. They want to get to the point. They talk really quickly. They're often really smart, and they just want to go, go, go. They don't have time for the small talk. I will say my boss is actually a D, so I know that when I start talking to him, I'm not going to talk about my weekend. I'm not going to talk about my kids. I'm just going to get to the point. He doesn't have time for anything else. This actually is an interesting one because when I first started working with him, I had a really hard time with that. I wanted to chit chat with him, and I wanted to, have some mentoring conversations and really connect with him, and he was like, ain't got time for that. Yeah. So I really had to adjust my style to suit him. And now I know when I sit with him in a meeting, I've written down every single thing I need to get out of him, and I go one right after the other, rapid fire. I might only get 10 minutes with him on the phone in a week, and I need to get everything done.
Sure.
So I've really adjusted my style because I know his communication style. On the other hand, the I is for influence. And this is somebody who really likes the interpersonal side. They want to be an influencer. They want to chit chat with you. They want to spend the first 20 minutes talking about their weekend.
Right.
They like small talk. They like laughing and joking. Their most important thing is to have fun at their job. So I noticed right away that my client is one of these people.
Sure.
And so she and I bond over our families and our kids. We like to joke a lot. And because of that, she and I have developed a really close relationship. She trusts me, and we do really good work together because of it.
Right.
So I just thought that was an interesting way of I've been able to recognize two different communication styles and adjust myself to really maximize my interactions with people.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. When I did say DISC, I talked about the D and the I. The other letters are S for steadiness, and that's loyalty, stability. That's somebody who's really sort of even-keeled, wants to be a part of a team, and they don't want to be rushed through anything. I have some people on my team who are like that. I think I would say I'm like that quite a bit. They don't like conflict and change. So this is when I'm giving feedback or something to a member of my team, I need to position it in a certain way so that it doesn't come across as negative or that I'm getting into a conflict with them. And then C is for conscientiousness. These are rule followers, people that like a lot of data. They're very analytical. They want to make quick decisions. So it's just, I think, an interesting way to look at different people's styles and how I can adjust to fit them.
Right. So yeah, you're going to run into these people, whether it's D-I-C or S.
S or
Sorry,
C.
D-I-C. Yeah. And all these people have different things. And a lot of this, we talked about this, kind of mesh together. So you can be a little bit of C, a little bit of I, a little bit of D, little S.
Yep.
And I think just knowing all these will help you kind of deal with them, know how to approach them, whether, like you said, difficult news, good news, whatever. I think those are great points. So I appreciate, you explaining what this kind of personality test is and all the differences between D, I, S, and C, and bringing it from the conference that you went to into this. I think that a lot of these students could kind of think about which one they are, right? Are they D? Are they I? Are they S? Are they C?
Yeah.
For you, before you kind of heard about this, what did you think about personality tests? Were you kind of like just trying to figure it out which fit best, and this kind of helped to categorize it for you?
Yeah, I think that before I kind of went through this, there are a lot of different personality tests or profiles that are available, and to be quite honest, most of the time I sort of thought like, that's
how they are.
Kind of maybe a little bit of BS training speak, and what does that have to do with me? But I think once I started to really recognize either myself or the people that I work with really clearly in those, and to see how I can adjust to better communicate with them, it has really affected how I approach my relationships with them. I know that my bosses, I work well with him this way. So I'm able to be much more productive with him because I can communicate with him in a way that makes sense. So my method of communication has been able to change and ultimately get me more of what I need from him or from somebody else, so it benefits me too.
That's great. I think
he likes me more.
Yeah, that's always a good thing, right? Once you know how to communicate with someone, you are going to win them over. I think that's a great point to just kind of tie in communication to getting the results that you want to get from the person. So understanding their personality will help you communicate better, which will then yield good results. So I think that's a good place to end. What I want you guys to kind of figure out is, where do you fall in this spectrum? Are you more dominant? Are you more influential? Are you steadiness? Are you conscientious? And is there an intermingle? And then how do you like to be dealt with by people that you work with, or even on your family level? How do you like to be dealt with? So we'll leave it there, and thank you very much.
Thank you.